I have to show everybody that how much money you actually have. And they did it exactly the opposite. They did it way bigger than everybody else.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about the BMF documentary, Blowing Money Fast, episode 4. This is my quick review. So down below, I want you guys to let me know exactly how did you feel about this episode. It's a solid episode. Now, you guys, make sure you check out my last BMF video. I dropped the episode 1 through episode 3 review last week. It was 3 solid episodes, and now I believe we got about 4 more left in this documentary series. So we ain't got that much time left, and we know that BMF season 2 will air in January 2023. So we almost there, man. We don't have that much longer. I know everybody is still waiting. They want to see season 2, but I think it's going to be worth the wait. I think it's going to be a solid season just based on what I've been hearing and based on what I believe the storyline is going to be about. Now, let's get into this review. What did we see in episode 4 of this documentary? Now, we know BMF was getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? They continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But we know when that happens, the boys start watching. And in episode 3 at the end, law enforcement started to pay a little bit more attention to BMF, right? So when we go into episode 4, we see, of course, the members, you know, they start to rise. You know, we see about what? I think they said around 400 plus BMF members across the entire country. So it was getting crazy, man. It was getting real crazy. Of course, we know they became real flashy, and that's one of the things that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be flashy in this game. This is what 50 Cent was talking about. He was saying, you know, that's the last thing that you want to do. That's one of the first things that they teach you when you get into the game is, you know, don't show them how much you're making. I mean, you don't really want to be doing too much, whereas you're going to have the boys watching you. But we know Meech, he did what he wanted to do. He did exactly what he wanted to do, right? And by doing those things, we know law enforcement is just going to watch that much more. Now, Little Meech was born. We saw Little Meech, you know, the story of Little Meech being born looks just like his pops. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Looks just like his pops. And that story about how Meech played the music all loud when he had Little Meech in the car with his mom's. Man, I know she was pissed off, but Big Meech was like, look, he got to learn right now. He was not playing around about that music. And it goes back to like even when you watching the show just to see how big the Pops was on music. The whole family really was big on music. So Meech's, you know, mentality was we're going to legitimize the business through music, right? Now in this episode, we saw young Jeezy, and man, he was so young. I mean, watching those videos is just crazy to see how young a lot of those artists were. But yes, your boy Jeezy, he gained a lot of success because of Meech, BMF. I mean, they really was promoting him a lot. We know BMF Entertainment was started, and then they showed Blue DaVinci. And one of the guys that they was talking to on the show, he said Blue DaVinci was terrible. He said they wasn't making no money from him at all. So I want to know how Blue DaVinci felt about that if he ended up watching this episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Now, it's crazy because we know Meech was real flashy. But the sad thing was law enforcement, they could not catch them at all. They still could not prove that they was doing anything illegal. It was just so hard to prove, you know, that they did something wrong, right? Then in the episode, we saw the story or heard the story about Doc Marshall. I guess he was like cleaning money through the car dealership. Somebody tried to rob him, and of course he killed him. And I mean, it was self-defense. But we know law enforcement came in. They saw some documents in the house of car owners and the people that actually own the cars for real, right? And they had, of course, the initials BMF, and they had T, then BMF M or whatever, which was Terry and Meech. So they're starting to move in slowly but surely, and they getting close. You know what I'm saying? They will take whatever they can get and continue to build up any type of information that they may get their hands on. So that's what we were seeing in this episode. And it goes to show you how motivated these guys were to catch BMF. But I just found it funny that Meech would just throw it all in their face. I mean, the billboard, the BMF Entertainment billboard with the, you know, the world is BMF's. I mean, right there, that's that Scarface. That's that Scarface slogan right there. And he used it And he was like, look, this is just for entertainment. We ain't promoting drugs. This is just for my entertainment business, which he wasn't lying. But law enforcement, I know they was pissed off because they knew, like, man, we know what they doing, but we can't catch them. And I believe they said one of the billboards is right by one of the law enforcement offices. So I know they was pissed seeing that every single day, right? Now, the episode pretty much ended off with another event about to take place, which is at Club Chaos or whatever. It seems like it was like a shooting and most likely a murder, right? So in episode 5, I think that's where we want to see a little bit more of that incident. And whatever happened at that incident is going to give law enforcement more intel on what they need to do or whatever to try to take down BMF. I mean, so far the documentary is very, very good because it's showing us and telling us the story of how they pretty much got to the top and these small little things that started to happen that broke them down. Now, we know Terry was pissed off because he didn't like the billboards at all. Terry didn't like none of the flashy stuff, and he was concerned that something would happen. But we all know the story of BMF. We know through the wiretaps, we know they was able to get Terry on the wiretap. So that's what makes it even more interesting because we know that was one of the main reasons on how they end up catching this organization. Now, you guys let me know, how did you feel about episode 4? I can't wait to see episode 5 because this Club Chaos event definitely seems like it was a very huge event that caused a lot of different things, a lot of different ripple effects that helped law enforcement get a little bit closer. And how did y'all feel about Meech? Did y'all believe he was too flashy? We know in this game you can't be flashy like that. Hell, in life in general, you can't be too flashy because we know when you start doing that, that's when people start to watch you a little bit more, and then they try to take what you got, right? So the flashiness that we're seeing from Meech throughout this whole show, all it's doing is making law enforcement more eager to take him down, right? That's all it's doing, and it's putting a spotlight on him that much more. And that's the last thing that you want to happen. Now, I will say this, we are seeing a lot of Meech in the documentary or whatever. We're hearing his voice, the stories, it seems like it's more about Meech and what he's doing. We do see and hear about Terry sometimes throughout the documentary, but most of it is about Meech and his story. I was thinking we will see more of Terry. I mean, we still got 4 more episodes left, and based on how this story is going to end, I'm pretty sure we will see a little bit more of Terry's story down the line. But man, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I did see some people talk about that in my last video about this documentary, that most of it pretty much is just about, you know, Meech's story and how he took the organization to the top along with his brother. But most of it is, you know, showing Meech. But it is what it is. We're going to see what they're going to do with these last 4 episodes. I want to thank you guys for all the love, all the support. We will continue to talk about BMF, the documentary, blowing money fast in the future. So stay tuned for the videos. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.